First up is Pete. Talk about this item you found. I think it's from a low key, great place to find Billiken stuff.
Yeah, we've been talking about this one lately. It's kind of an unexpected one if you haven't stumbled across it already. Etsy has a surprising amount of like good, unexpected, like real finds for SLU and pretty much any college. One in particular I want to highlight, and I'm stealing this from you because you brought this to my attention a few months ago. It's a sweatshirt, St. Louis U Soccer, and it's the ball that the Billiken is kicking. It says 1965 on it. It looks like it's kind of like he's got it going up on somehow under the crossbar.
Bizarre back posts. Like the back of the
Yes,
net is really bizarre too.
right. Everything about it, like I guess from this, he's basically putting it into the top of the net, like at a really high angle. But regardless, it's a great looking vintage Billiken with a crown. It's very like kind of mid-century comics in
Yep.
terms of its vibe. And
The crown is falling
it's
off.
St. Louis U, it's ST period Louis and then U period, which is, I know, not the official way, but you feel like they found this on like the cover of an old program or something. And it's great. And it leads you to like so many other things on Etsy that are just, I've never seen them anywhere else looking for SLU stuff, not eBay, not anywhere, Facebook Marketplace, any of that stuff. Etsy's got some really unique pieces. This one's from a vendor called 1818 Collective, and the price is $34.99, which is like, even if it's not a super like nice, I don't know what brand they're putting it on, like the graphic on, it's still a unique enough thing for $35 that it's like, I don't know, it seems like it's worth a gamble for me. So yeah, check out Etsy. It's low key pretty great.
We're gonna stay in Etsy, and we're gonna go with mine, which I love these things. I have like a low key obsession with these. St. Louis Billikens poster, Chaffetz Arena wall art. So, Pete, you're really better at describing these things. So if I don't do it justice, hop on in here. This is very. It's like if you were to look at a seating chart for Chaffetz Arena, but on a very minimalistic scale. Kind of that. What's that? Is that Helvetica? Is that what that is? I don't know.
It's not Helvetica, but it is kind of a like a late 60s, early 70s kind of thing, like a font that you would find in public spaces. So almost like the signage you would find inside an arena, like, I don't know, like Busch Stadium not long after it opened, Busch Stadium 2, the circular one. It's that kind of it's very two-tone, and it's just like a classic mid-century public, like you would see on like public transit or in an arena or something like that. That kind of style. It's really cool. It's got a really, I don't know. I love it. It's a little incongruous with the timing of Chaffetz Arena, but oh man, these look really cool.
Yeah, and it comes unframed. Depending on the size, you can be spending anywhere from 1722 to 5609. That's like, it's not bad. It's $17.22, $56.09, depending on how much you love the Billiken fan in your life. It can be based on the size of the poster. But yeah, no, I love it. It comes in black on white, blue on white, white on blue, and blue on black. Just really cool stuff.
They all look great, and they would look good in just about any space too. If you've got kind of like if your living space is a little more modern, or if it's a little like kind of clean, traditional, I think these would look good in just about any spot. They're not like tacky man cave kind of stuff. Which leads me into my next one as well. There are like genuinely great old vintage pennants all over eBay and other places like it online. And the one I've got highlighted here is a 1940s vintage slew pennant. It's another one, St. Louis U. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of into that motif, the ST period Louis U. And it's just like a high quality old pennant. It's from Chicago Pennant Company out of Chicago, Illinois. It's like a thick felt with like a the woven kind of somewhat gothic looking St. Louis U on there. It's what did that say? 100% wool.
Yeah, Pete, tell him how much it retailed for.
Uh Originally, what is that? 80. It's
That's
upside
80
down.
cents, baby.
80 cents. So
That's
there you
so
go.
awesome. I don't know why I find that the coolest part of
It
the whole
originally
thing.
retailed for 80 cents, and now you can have it for over 100 times that amount. But there are a lot of other pennants out there, like
Oh yeah.
there's a huge pennant culture. I think there's a shop in Buffalo, New York, I want to say, that's like that is just like devoted to vintage pennants. And so there's definitely a community out there of people who are really pennant enthusiasts. And I've always kind of loved the look of them. And going in with my last comment on your piece, these are the kind of thing you can kind of stick anywhere. You could put this in your office or just about anywhere, and it looks cool and it's historic, and it's got like that element of it, and it's not the least bit tacky. It just looks nice in a lot of different spaces. So yeah, go check out what old pennants you can find online. And these are like an easy to ship, easy to find, great gift for the Billiken in your life.
I think one thing I've noticed about us is we have a similar like style of things we like, especially design wise. And this next one kind of goes hand in hand with that first Etsy shirt. And I had never seen this Billiken before. It is preposterous, and I'm super excited to unveil this one right now. Uh, yes, it is the St. Louis University Billikens T-shirt, designed and sold by Sombrero Inc. And the description is, "What is a Billiken anyhow?" Which is funny. But it's from tpublic.com. It retails for $14 right now. You can get it in white, cream, light blue, or heather gray, which I think the heather gray is gorgeous.
They all
But
look awesome. I
yeah,
that the cream one that you started on looks great too.
I need this shirt. It's so cool. And yeah, it's on sale for $14, down from 22, and you can get this in a hoodie, kids t-shirt, or a tote bag if you're going to a school to read to them. You can put the books in this. I don't know,
How
that's
would
always what I
how
remembered about
You
tote
said you've
bags.
never seen this Billiken before. How would you describe this thing?
I have a buddy whose son has makes that face. It's very funny. I don't know. It just looks like him. I would say it's like it is, the Japanese Billiken that we see on that, like it's like I don't know what there's a name for it. It's like a pop art Japanese Billiken. It's always like,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like a younger version of the Billiken. It's on the Japanese, I don't know how to describe it, but I would say it's like that, but like American, and looks like it plays football.
It's got like kind of a youthful vibe,
Yeah.
but kind of an old man face.
Yes. Oh, it is Dennis Gates. It is the Dennis Gates Billiken. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But it's
I
inverse because
do.
Dennis Gates' head looks old, but his face looks young. This one kind of like looks young in the head, but the face is a little older.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it says, yeah,
Well, like it
it's kind of in an arch too. Like the arch font is almost a perfect like representation of the St. Louis arch in a way.
Yeah, this shirt is super cool.
Oh man. Um, your last one, Pete. You didn't give me a link, but I just went through and kind of pulled up the results on eBay for this one.
Yeah, so this one is like if you there are a lot of these online. They're hand carved
And they're super inexpensive.
They're not expensive. It is depending on what material you get them on, but there are a lot of Native American, Native Alaskan, specifically, people who carve by hand Billikens, and they'll either do it out of wood, which are generally the least expensive. They will carve them out of moose bone, or sometimes you'll find them out of a walrus tusk, which I don't know if you would call that ivory or night. I don't know. I don't know what constitutes ivory, but so they're always a little, especially like if they're a moose bone or a walrus tusk, they're a little curved. They come to a point. These are like, I don't know. These are like the original Billikens. You know what I mean? Like it's this old, clearly like it has some historical roots in Alaska and Japan. It's kind of a pan-Pacific sort of mythology that it comes from, and Slew clearly stole it from somewhere in that Pacific sort of culture. And I don't know, the fact that these are still being made by hand, there are a lot of them in a few different materials. They're old. To me, it would be one of those things. I've never been to Alaska and Hawaii, the only two states I've never been to. And I've always told myself, like, whenever I get up there, I'm going to find like a legit, like, somebody who legitimately makes these and is like great at them and they're authentic and everything. One of the things I learned about in New Mexico is there's a lot of like fake Native American art online, and you got to be really careful where you buy things. So I didn't want to necessarily vouch for any specific vendor or artist or anything at the moment, but I think that there are probably good and bad places to get these online. But it's one of those that's like, it's not a slew thing. It's not a slew Billiken. It's an actual hand carved Billiken, and there are a ton of them out there. And it's one of those that's like kind of a deep cut. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not branded merch of our university, but it's like, I don't
It's
know.
like a thing again. We're a lot of, again, there's a theme here, except for this last one that I'm about to pull out, is that it's very subtle. Everything we've shown as far as decor is subtle.
Yeah, like if there were one of these on your desk or something like that. It's not a bobblehead. It's an actual hand carved native piece of art, and that's but it's still, yeah, it's a subtle reference to your university. So I don't know. That's what I like about it. And given the origins and mythology behind our mascot, there aren't many other schools who can have sort of that kind of thing with their mascot, which I think is pretty cool.
This one is the inner child in Zach is coming out for this one. I don't even know if you can tell what it is yet, but it is this. It's Papa Shot, baby.
I didn't look at this ahead of time.
It's Papa Shot. Yes, Victory Tailgate. I can semi vouch for quality. I've kind of worn out the Billiken yoga mat that I own. Like it is wearing down quickly. But it does come out, at least it gets to you nice. I know that. But if you've got a kid who loves the Billikens, or you're just a kid at heart, this Papa Shot game is you got to really love the Billiken fan in your life for this one though, Pete.
It's $249.99. Victory Tailgate, aren't they the ones who do the cornhole boards, or bags, as our friends in Chicago might say? Yeah, and those are, I've seen their work on those, and they're pretty nice. Those always seem to come out pretty well, the ones that I've seen for cornhole, which is like the official sport of Cincinnati. So I do see
the only
those
problem with Victory Tailgate is that they offer beer pong tables. And I don't really even play beer pong. But I'd really like a long table that's like looks like a Billiken basketball court. Like for, again, it's a tailgate table, but like, I'd like to have one for vacation and stuff. So
there's the shop custom tab up there, where I bet you could probably come up with something slew specific for in the table department.
It's so interesting. I mean, you could, here it is. The tailgate tables.
Tailgate fold foldable
Yeah.
tailgate table.
They have everything. I mean, they got, yard dominoes, yard dice, pop-up table, pop-up ping pong table. They got actual ping pong tables. Like I said, they got yoga mats, bags, tumble towers, aka Jenga. It's wild. You can literally outfit your entire backyard with Billiken stuff on Victory Tailgate. But it's retails for $249. It's 92 and a half inches in length, 45 inches in width, and 90 inches in height. But that'll do it for our what to get the Billiken fan in your life for Christmas.
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty nice Christmas. Pretty much anything that we just listed here. We've got everything from stocking stuffers to wall art to something that would take up a pretty good corner of your basement there.
Well, Pete,
or garage.
Anything we forgot before we get out of here?
No, Zach, I think we covered it all. Just go watch Jordan Goodwin in the NBA because, we're going to have a little more downtime between games in the men's and women's basketball schedules this winter. Over break, you just play fewer games. So watch as much Jordan as you can because he's playing a lot for the Wizards. That's all I ask of our Billiken faithful out there.
Well, that wraps up the week in Billiken Athletics. Follow us on Twitter at Midtown Mad Pod, at Peter is a tweeter, at Zach Miller MMP, and on Instagram at Midtown Mad Pod. Of course, if you have any suggestions, send them our way, whether it be on Twitter, in our YouTube comments. Go subscribe to the show on all platforms if you haven't yet. Reviews are great too. 5 stars, as well as a written review would be awesome. As always, Pete, go Bills.
Go Bills.